Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining in this live session. This is a small live session I'm doing on journaling, right? How we can heal ourselves by journaling. Just I'm sharing my story. I have healed myself a lot through journaling, especially the difficult phases in my life, especially the earlier phases in my teen years, and the suffering that I saw. And the what basically worked for me was, at that time I did not know about various spiritual healing techniques and meditation, and all those things came later in my life, after I started my work, and and then I came across all these things. Before that, when in my childhood, there was a lot of anxiety that I saw, a lot of insecurity that I saw. And what actually worked for me was that I liked writing, I liked reading, I love reading now also. And I love writing, right? So I used to just take up something, pen and paper, and I used to write my feelings. And it was like a very, very beautiful cathartic experience, kind of a release experience of emotions, right? So it healed me a lot. I still write. Now my writing is more on, a lot of things going in my head, a lot of plans, a lot of projects on how I can impact people, how can I can make a difference in their life. So sometimes it becomes overwhelming for me. So there also, if I when I write, I become more clear on what I want to do, right? So this is just a small kind of a session I'm doing on how to heal yourself through journaling. So what I'll be trying to cover is, number one, some basic concepts on journaling. Second, I'll be covering on how to do journaling. I've just made some notes on my computer. And third, I'll be giving you certain tips. This is my own experience, right? So once more, I want to clarify is that you can uh, listen to a lot of these videos, and I'm not sharing anything new, right? I'm what I'm writing on, sharing on journaling. A lot of other people have also said. What is more important is whether you will use this knowledge, or whether you will put these points into action. Because if you just watch the videos and if you don't take the action, then you will not be able to move ahead in your life, right? What is important is make small changes, make small changes on a daily basis, and then those changes will become big changes, right? So promise to me that if you're watching this video, you will take action. If you're not journaling, you will start journaling from today. You will not go to sleep without journaling for 15 minutes, right? So make a promise to me, and then there is use for this video. Otherwise, please turn off this video, do something else productive, not listen to this video, right? Okay, so first thing, what basically journaling does is that journaling creates awareness, right? It brings more awareness to all the emotions, feelings, thoughts, patterns that are all going into our head throughout the day, right? So there are certain things. As our awareness level is low, if our awareness level is low, what happens is that we are, a lot of things go behind us, I mean, in our mind, in our body, but we are not aware of it. As our awareness level increases, what happens is that all these things come up on the surface, right? And this is how journaling helps, especially if you're a beginner to mindful living or mindfulness, right? When you journal, you bring all these things up on the surface. Understand one thing: if you want to heal anything, you have to bring it on the surface and embrace it. You cannot run away from it. Lot of years that we have spent in our life, what we have done is that we have simply put our difficult feelings and emotions under the carpet, right? And by doing that, what happens is that you postpone your healing, because those things, they are stored in the seed form, and they will come again. They will come again, and they will come again, and the anger will not resolve. And when the anger comes up, what do you think is that you will think that, why is this anger coming, why am I angry? Because there are seeds of anger, seeds of hatred, seeds of blame, seeds of resentment that we carry in us, in our subconscious. And understand this one more thing: not all seeds are of our own. Some seeds we are carrying also of our ancestors. Some things we carry from our ancestral lineage, and which we need to clear, right? So our job is basically to be more and more mindful, so that we can clear all those patterns, right? And understand one thing: the more you face difficulties in your life, the more they are like, reminders that you need to start healing yourself. Do not waste your entire life, suffering and asking questions, right? There is at one point in life where you have to stop asking your questions, and you have to start healing your emotions and feelings. right? Stop looking outside, start going within. And one very pure and helpful practice, you can think of it as a spiritual practice, is journaling, right? So what journaling does, it brings awareness to our thoughts and emotions, bring them into surface, and then helps us embrace them. Understand one more thing, is that you can only and only heal any thought, feeling, or emotion by embracing it, not by running. This is Buddha's teaching, right? Buddha's teaching. On Buddha is the one who spent his entire life finding out how one can get freedom from suffering, right? So it builds awareness. It is actually therapeutic, right? There are certain things which are therapeutic, like writing is something, crying is something else, highly therapeutic. Exercise is highly therapeutic, right? So this is actually like it is like medicine. Otherwise what will happen is that you'll store all these things inside you, and they all manifest as problems, diseases in your body, right? So many people are now suffering from diabetes, hypertension, blood sugar, all these things. And then you take medicines, and the medicines have their own proper side effects. Everyone knows about that. So rather than this, what every one of us should do is that we should start journaling every day, clear all our emotions and thoughts, make it kind of a spiritual practice. 15 minutes every day I will journal, right? Okay. There are a lot of scientific data. I will not go into the research studies and all. Lot of scientific data is there that journaling improves mental and emotional health. Journaling improves your especially your anxiety. There are like studies where people who've been asked to do 15 minutes per day of journaling for 12 weeks, vis-a-vis another group of people who were just taking medicines. And this, the first group of people who were journaling, showed a lot of improvement as compared to the other group. So all these are scientific, controlled studies, controlled trials that are done on people. There is nothing like a, it's just a whooshy stuff that, journaling helps, right? So it is really good for our mental and emotional health, right? Now what basically journaling does is that one is that it builds some awareness of our emotions. Second thing is that when you put the words on paper, right, what you basically do is that you clear your mind, right? So the mind, actually the more things are in our mind, the more our energy drains, right? So we basically take out the entire dump of things from our mind and put it on the paper, so our mind gets free. The more our mind gets free, the more we get peaceful sleep, the more we feel peace, right? So this is the second benefit. Third benefit of journaling, how journaling works, is that when you put the words on paper, it what it does, it reduces the emotional charge, right? So why this person said to me something like this, why, you know I am not going doing well in life. Now these all things have a lot of emotional charge, and we get drained because of that. When you put things on paper, what it does is that the emotional charge of of that particular question that you have in your mind, that reduces. And what I have experienced is, the more I used to journal, the more kind of I started getting solutions. So if I am asking my question, why I'm having these patterns of anger, or hate, or laziness, or procrastination, right? And then I start receiving answers that, Abhinav, you should do this. Abhinav, you should do this, right? So then later on in my life, I found out that these answers are coming out from a faculty which is much beyond my lower mind. This is something which is coming from my higher mind, and which is coming from the Akashic records, right? So that is like a separate thing. I will not take Akashic, I'm an Akashic healer, but I will not take those things into consideration. But what I'm trying to bring out is that when you journal, you actually connect to your higher faculties of the mind, right? Those higher faculties, those wisdom places in your mind, from where the solutions can come, right? Try this, right? If you try this and experience it, don't go by what I'm saying, right? So this has happened in my life. I started getting answers to problems, and I started getting solutions to problems. Why? Because I was able to access that part in me which is much more wise, as compared to my lower mind, which is always in this anger and all stuff, and why this is happening to me and all, right? Right. So I have told you about some basic concepts on how journaling helps. Now let us see, just understand how to do journaling. It is a zero cost activity. Not exactly zero cost. You need at least some pen, paper, and your time, right? But that is all the investment that is required. You don't need to learn any complex spiritual practice. Don't need to kind of enroll in a big guru's organization, right? Just you need a pen, you need a paper, and you need a normal notepad, and you can just need some amount of time, 15 minutes per day time that you need, and just start, so a lot of people have a lot of guidance on, how to journal. You should like it like this, and you should like it in this way, in this way. My advice is, I'm telling you my advice is, just write in that flow, right? Just write it in the flow. Don't think, see, nobody is going to read your journal unless and until you publicly bring it out to people that, see, this is my journal, you read it. No, you'll never do that. So it is only for your consumption. So don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about, bring out the worst things, like bring out things that you don't want to share with others, right? Something, some secrets that you don't want to share, just bring them out, right? Those problems, those sticky things, right, that you don't want to, share with someone else. Just bring. There's nobody else who is reading this. There's nobody who is going to judge you, right? This is the actual worth of a true journaling. But it's not about the flowy words you write and all those things. This is the wrong way to journal. It's basically who you are, how Abhinav will write in his way. Abhinav is not perfect, right? So you are also not perfect. So we will just bring out our imperfect, that I am this, I am anxious, I do this, I do this mistake. When I interact with my boss, I'm not confident, something happens to me. When I'm in a team meeting, I'm not able to communicate. Bring out everything, all your, the dark side, right? And more you do this, the more you'll feel relieved, right? Because till now it was just in your mind, now it is on the paper, so the emotional charge reduces. So do not invest in an expensive journal. Do not invest in a Just invest in a normal. So I use this kind of a journal, right? You can see this is a normal notepad, rough register, right? Rough registers are cheap, very very cheap. So I have, this is not the one register, I have multiple. I have like an entire stack of registers, right? Because I write a lot, right? So I have an entire stack of registers. So keep it cheap. Don't spend money. The paper has to be good. And no, yes, what you can do is that you can have expensive, not expensive, sorry, expensive is the wrong word, good quality pens. It can be not like the normal use and throw pens. It can be some easy flowing pens like gel pens, or some easy pens. I use like these normal. This is the pentonic pens, right? This is pentonic are slightly, better, like pens, as compared to the kind of use and throw pens. Why? Because at least the, when you write, it should be a good experience, because you will write. So when I journal, what I do is that I write 4 to 5 pages, minimum 4 to 5 pages, right? In a one session, right? So the writing has to be fluid. And my writing is so bad, I'm telling you, it is so bad. If I write something, after some time I will not be able to actually decipher what I have written, right? So but the very act of writing, the very act of bringing my emotions, they actually, kind of heal me, and have a therapeutic kind of effect on me. Hello, ambucalicious. Hello, Amrita ji. Thank you for joining. Okay. um, right. So have good quality pens and have multiple pens. So you don't want to have in a situation where you are writing and you are deeply writing into something, and then the pen's ink just goes, and then you are finding another pen. So I generally have my 2 3 pens with me, good quality pens with me, and my journal with me, and I just write, right? Okay. Now there are two types of journaling that you can do. One is the intentional journaling, right, which is the intention setting aspect, right? So and second is the reflection based journaling. So intention setting journaling, which I do both journaling. First journaling, intention setting journaling, is in the morning. The right time to do this is in the morning, where you set your intentions, right? You set intentions very very consciously during the day on what you see yourself as achieving. So if my target is to impact 1 million people, bring more peace into their life and heal their difficult patterns, I will set my intentions in the morning, that I am maybe doing these videos, I'm doing these live sessions, I'm receiving a lot of testimonials from people whose lives are getting transformed. Why this is important is because I set my mind to the proper frequency, right? I set my thoughts to the, because see, it's all a game of frequency and thoughts, right? There are times when, you have all the good intentions, but the situations around you are not very good, so you feel down. So it's why it's very important that every day you devote some time towards strengthening, energizing your mindset, because that mindset will only see you through. when difficult things come. So suppose this, I'm doing this session and there are some technical issues come, so I will not say, oh Kapina, yeah, just leave it, I don't want to do the session. No, there are times when I've been doing these sessions and there have been network outages, network breakages and all. What I have done is 9 o'clock in the night I have done the session, and the session broke, and there was nothing the vent. And at 10:30 in the night I was tired, and I came again doing the live session. Why? Because of that mindset. So one is the intentional journaling, which you can do in the morning. Like there is this book by Julia Cameron. uh, Sorry, I just forgot the name. It's uh, maybe Amrita knows the name. She has the artist's way, right? But the artist's way, right, where she asks to do the morning pages. So that is also very very good thing that you can do. Second thing is the reflective journaling. Reflective journaling is what is in the evening, where basically whatever happened during the day, whatever stress and everything, and a lot of ideas in my mind, something bad that happened, some conflict that happened with someone, then I bring all that again. And what important thing is, when you do reflective journaling, you can also actually see that today morning what is the intention you had set. So my morning intention was that I'll be more and more mindful in all my activities during the day. I'll have a good high energy mindset, and I will make a difference in the lives of people in whatever small way I can do. Reflective journaling in the evening is, was I able to do that, right? What improvements do I need to make, right? Where I can be better, right? And what prevented me from doing that. So all that kind of reflexive stuff, you can bring it in the evening or late at night before going to sleep. That is also again a very good way, where you are actually clearing your mind so that you can get a peaceful sleep, right? So two things you can do. Now, certain tips I have already shared, kind of some of the tips. Number one tip is, do write in your own language, in your handwritten, right? Handwritten has a lot of effect on your brain, right? It is much more powerful as compared to writing in online. So now you have a lot of online journals like Penzu, and all those journals are there, where you can like write in an online journal, and some years down the line you can also actually check what you had written. See, boss, I don't have any I don't have any kind of desire to look back into what I had journaled 3 years back, right? Because see, I will be bringing a lot of negative stuff, right? I will be bringing a lot of my difficult feelings and emotions. So I don't want to 3 years in the future go and then look back at 3 years down the line all the negative things. See, some people have this kind of thing that they want to see their journey, how that journey evolved and all. No, I don't have this. What I do is that I just do this whole journaling. I just fill this book and I just throw it away, right? I just put it in the raddi, right? In the scrap. It just goes in the scrap. So I don't keep things with me, right? This is again, decluttering exercise. What I follow is, right. So it's upon you. I'm just sharing my own, how my preferable thing is. But my request to you is, don't do online journaling. So a lot of things we do online also impact your screen time, and our task is reduce as much screen time as possible. And mobile to never, no, don't, try to stay away from mobile. This whole thing of, this, our generation is really, what we have, we are like pressurizing our hands like anything, and our eyes like anything, and our neck like anything, right? So don't do this. Better to just have a like a journal. Now, don't overcomplicate. Don't try to overcomplicate things. Make it more kind of a structured way. Like, some of the videos I saw, I used to see videos of Robin Sharma and used to kind of follow a format or a structure. I don't believe in that formatting and structuring. The thing is, what I do is that whenever I do journaling, I have my own format. And sometimes it's like bulleted ways, sometimes it's the flowy thing. So then I devise as per the mood of the day. But I don't have like a set format, that goals, habits, this purpose. No, I don't follow that, right? Don't overcomplicate, just write. Don't think about your handwriting, don't think about your grammar, just write. Nobody's going to see you. And if there is something which secret, something which is you don't want to disclose, maybe you don't want even someone opening up your journal book and reading, what just you can just tear out the pages, the respective pages, right? Or you can, every day, or you can, like, instead of having like this book, what you can do is that you can have the A4 size pages. So, and you can have something, I don't have it right now, you can have what you call, in exams that we take, the dafti or whatever in Hindi they call. You can just 3 4 pages you bring, A4 size, clear blank pages, write, and then tear it off. Tear it off in such a way that no one can even see what you have written. If something you did write which is very very personal to you, which you don't want even your family members to actually see, you can just make tear it in many parts and just throw away in the trash, right? Then important thing, make it a habit, right? Don't let it be that you do it one day, don't do it another day. See, this is something we all need to do for our emotional and mental well-being, right? We are all struggling, you accept it or not, but the stress of the today's life is such that we need to devote certain time to these things, and it takes like 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the max. 15 minutes you can devote, 15 minutes you can devote to your meditation, right? So see, I always say one thing to everyone is that if the particular thing doesn't form part of your day, it will never, it will never bring a difference to your life, right? We talk about a lot of things that we want to bring a difference to our life, but actually we are not ready to put that thing in our day, right? If you don't put it in your day, it will not make a difference in your life. But if you start making small small changes in your day and accommodate these things in your day, then over time, initially you will not see the results, right? Initially you will see why, I'm doing this and nothing is happening. Over time what will happen is that you are actually, when you are doing this, you are watering the seeds of awareness and mindfulness in you, and there will be one time where these seeds will sprout, and it will nurture, you are just keep nurturing them. And then maybe after some months, you will start to see that shifts in your awareness, and you will say where from these shifts are coming. These shifts are coming because you had sown the seeds every day and for continuous months, right? So this is just a seed that you are sowing. So make it a habit, do it consistently for 15 days, and at least 1 month you should do. Ideally, they say that you should do it like uh, 66 days, or there also it is said that it is different for everyone. It is not 21 days or 66 days. It is different for between 20 to 60 days. It is said that you should do it regularly without fail. So, right, so do it consistently, otherwise it will not happen, right? And one more thing is that how deeply your desire is to transform yourself, it all depends on that, right? Okay, then be free to tear off the pages, and when you tear off the pages, feel that you are just getting free from these limiting patterns. My only job here is, my only job as a coach here is that to help you, because i have I have been imprisoned in my earlier part of my life with many such patterns, right? Because of my conditioning in childhood, because of what I saw in childhood. So my request to you is just to, I want to help you be free. So just tear off tear off these things. And when you tear off, just imagine that these shackles that you have, that you have built around you, those shackles you've torn off. This is actually therapeutic, right? This is what if you remember this movie Jab We Met, where that Shahid told Karina that you just put it, tear his photo and flush it, and then how do you feel right now, right? So these are actually brain hacks, right? We can all try. Okay. So difficult emotions come, you practice mindful breathing, right? Now when you do journaling, there will be times when difficult emotions will come, right? Because things are coming to surface, right? So this is absolutely natural that you can cry if you feel like crying. So for me, crying is like a kind of a golden opportunity to clear whatever baggage that you have stored. Now women are very good at, they're, they are very much in touch with their emotions. That is why it is said that they are very closer to enlightenment as compared to men. But for men also it is possible, right? We can also, suppose we can just find a quiet room, and if there are some difficult feelings, we can cry, no problem. Let those things get released, whatever you have stored within yourself. Now when you cry, or when you have difficult feelings, you can also practice mindful breathing. Or when things become overwhelming, you can just kind of wait for some time. Just wait for some time, like 5 10 minutes. Do some practice, some mindful breathing. Or if you feel like crying, you can cry, and then you can come back, or you can leave the journaling for that particular day, and then come back again second day, come back again third day, right? Every day, bit by bit, you are clearing your stuff. This is the healing that we are talking about, right? Okay, and that healing, understand one thing, this healing no one else will do. Yesterday only I was doing this session with my Akashic students, and I was sharing with them the one thing, that one learning from Linda Ho's book. Darkest corners of our life, no, we will have to go. No one else will go with us. They will all show the way, like I am showing you the way, right? But I will not go in the darkest corners of your world. You have to go there, and how you can go there is through various options. One is mindful journaling, right? Okay, so my request is, start journaling every day from today, right? Without fail, consistently. And if you have any questions, you can write in the comment section. I will help you. Okay, some updates, just two updates I have, is that one is that I'm having today a free masterclass on 3 secrets on how to heal difficult mental emotional patterns and live a better life. This is today at, thank you so much, Palak. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, uh, so this is at 8 o'clock today, 8 p.m. IST. So do join me. The link is there in the description. You'll have to join through the register through the link. Then, if you feel that there are certain patterns that you are not able to break and you need any assistance, so I am doing limited number of one-to-one consultations. It's like a 20-minute call. Bring your thoughts, bring your patterns, what difficulties you have, and in that 20 minutes I will give you certain tips, certain suggestions to help you. If you want to schedule that call with me, go ahead, and the link is there in the description. You can book that call with me, right? So thank you so much. I hope this was useful. Any comments, any questions, you can ask me in the comment section, and I'll personally reply back to your comments, right? So thank you so much. Bye. Thank you.